What's up, everyone? Franchise Hater 202, and I'm here with another interview. This is part 3 of the Karma and franchise interview. And can you tell everybody what you've been up to since the last time I interviewed you?
Since the last time you interviewed me, I have been working on music, and more music, and trying to get my name out there more.
Music, and more music.
Yeah.
Can you tell everybody what you've been up to as far as the music? What's the progress you've been making?
I've made a lot of progress. I actually entered the Tech 9 PTSD contest, well, the Warrior Built MC contest, which the song is called PTSD, but I entered that. I made my first debut single. I actually did, and it's called Angels, and I'll tell you guys what that's about in a minute. I got a few projects coming up that I'm working on as well.
Now you said the PTSD. Can you tell everybody about the contest and what to expect from it?
Okay, the PTSD contest, whoever wins it pretty much has a chance to fly out to Kansas City and make a video with Tech 9. I'm not sure if it's for that actual song or what, but they get to perform with him and do a video. Or maybe not perform with him. Maybe it's just record in the studio and then do a video. But either way, you get to hang out with Tech 9, and how cool is that? Like, honestly.
Yeah, I had interviewed somebody before, and he said he didn't know who Tech 9 was because he's over there, or he's overseas, and he listened to a bunch of good artists, and those artists that did tracks with Tech 9. It's like, how can you not know who Tech 9 is? I was playing that through my head, but he's a very good artist. I like his music.
Yeah, Tech 9 is amazing.
Sure is. So, I've heard the song Angels. Can you tell people about the song? Tell people about the song.
Okay. Angels is produced by Vince Esquire, by the way. I have to give him credit for the beat. Although he has given me permission to sell it and do whatever, but he is the producer, so I have to give him credit. But Angels, I wrote this song, me and Eric F. Drop Jones, he's featured on it too. We basically wrote this song about anybody that has had like a family member or a friend, anybody that they have known that pretty much either struggled from addiction or passed away from addiction. Like, it could be a heroin addiction, any type of addiction that someone has either struggled with or passed away from. And I know what that's like, and so does he. So we decided to turn it into a song because addiction has become like a huge issue around the world. And we see it affecting so many people, so we wanted to write a song about it and pretty much give respect to the people that have been killed by this. So that's pretty much what Angels is about.
Your most popular song is that one? Am I not singing One Day?
One Day, yeah.
I was about to say one something, but I think it's almost close to 2,000 views. No, how many views?
It's almost 7,000.
7,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell how you felt when you passed the 5,000 mark, and what does that song mean to everybody?
I'll tell you what, when I got past 1,000, that was a huge mark for me because none of my videos have ever got that many views at all, except for one where I was singing a cover to Christina Aguilera's song Hurt. That one had a lot of views. But for One Day to get shown so much love as it is amazing. Okay, One Day, I wrote the lyrics. That beat, I can't take credit for the beat because it was already bought and everything, but the producer still gave me permission to use it. I just can't sell it or make any money from it. And the producer's C-Dub Productions. But One Day, I wrote my lyrics based on everything that has been going on in the world. All the hate, the racism, people hating on each other based on, like, the color of our skin, our sexual orientation, whether you're rich or you're poor. You know, I base it on the cop issues where, you know, people feel like they're being targeted. So I'm like, okay, I took it all in, and I wanted to write a song about it so people can sit and relate to it and be like, oh my gosh, like, this is the truth. Like, I want my music to be nothing but the truth, always. I want people to be able to turn on one of my songs and be like, I can relate to that. I want someone to be having I don't want them to be having a bad day, but what I'm saying is, if someone's having a really bad day, I want them to be able to turn on one of my songs, and my song help them through that day.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about, you know, criticism and about the rap game? Like, with people trying to do stuff and, you know, I would say, you know, quitting too early due to what people say and how criticism is. What is your take on it?
Criticism, okay. You're not going to get anywhere in life without some good, constructive criticism. When people are giving you criticism, you need to take it because they're giving you advice. It's all in how you take things. Sure, someone can come off as they're being rude, but I want someone to be brutally honest with me. If I write a song and it's not to the best that people think it could be, who else do you want to hear from but other people? You know what I mean? These are people that are going to grow to be your fans at some point. So you want them to tell you, hey, no, I don't feel like that's your best. You know, you need to try again, or maybe you shouldn't release that song because it's whack. I want people to be honest with me. Criticism is a very, very good thing. Yes, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it makes you feel a certain way, but you got to push that feeling away, because if this is your dream and if this is really what you want to do, you got to take the criticism and you got to keep going no matter how harsh something is. You got to keep going no matter what. Because at the end of it all, it's going to help better you as an artist.
I feel like, you know, like, people can't take criticism or take any bad comments, you know, it's jumping for you.
Exactly.
Same thing with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, you know, like, by the way, we did an interview yesterday, but, you know, the whole upload failed. But, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of people it's too sensitive.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, with the kind of stuff.
Trust me.
But
coming from a person who's been bullied most of my life, you know, some things do get under your skin, but you got to learn to toughen up at some point. You know what I mean? When it comes to music, you shouldn't let someone's comments break you. You need to let them make you. You need to let all these things people are saying help shape you into a better artist. You need to start, when somebody tells you, like, for instance, if I posted a video tomorrow and someone commented and said, you know, I really don't like this song, I would write it down. Be like, this person said they didn't like the song, maybe I need to try harder. I would take notes on it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I would let it help me. I would let their comments inspire me to do better. And that's what people need to do. They need to take it and let it make them better in some way.
Sometimes this is what I used to do. This was my first year on YouTube doing this. Normally, if I wasn't feeling the video, I would criticize myself and say, you know what, you need to get it together. Then I would delete the video and do it over again.
Yeah.
And it would take me like hours until I actually got it done right the way that I wanted. But as far as you know, with motivational stuff, what is it what you could tell to artists, you know, the newcomer artists who wants to put their impact on, you know, music?
This is the way I see it. In rap today and in hip hop today, you hear nothing like, I feel like the realness is out of it. I feel like everybody has stopped writing about real stuff that is going on. Like, no offense to all the mainstream artists or anybody out there, but I feel like there's no personal connection with music anymore. How can people connect to something when you're rapping about money, hoes? You know, how can you relate to that? You know, we need real stuff, real things that are happening in the world, because music is our gateway. It is our escape from everything. People listen. And I feel like music is such a huge thing in the world. Like, without music, what would we do?
Nothing.
Because look, I know that when I'm depressed, music helps me through it. I know when I'm angry, music helps me through it. Even when you're happy, there's one of those feel-good songs that you can just vibe to and get more happy. You see what I'm saying? Without music, how would we get through anything?
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I'm saying. Music has a very good impact. It has a huge impact on people.
Now, most people don't notice that you're a big UFC fan.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about the Conor McGregor it's not a gimmick, but how do you feel about most people saying that fight was fixed?
I feel like people are just hating. And obviously, okay, I had commented on some of the UFC stuff the other day where people were hating on Conor. And my exact words were, you guys are hating on him because your man lost. If your man would have won, then you guys would have found something to hate on him about as well. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wins or loses in the UFC. If you win and they don't like you, they're still dogging you. If you lose and they don't like you, they dog you even more. So it's kind of like a toss-up there. But as far as the fight being fixed, no, it wasn't. In round one, Conor was doing great. Throwing hard freaking punches, knocked him down to the ground. But he didn't want to take him that quick. He's like, nope, get up. I want to fight. Get up. And sure, Nate ended up coming back, throwing some decent punches too, but for Nate to sit and say, oh, I felt like I won that fight, no, you didn't, dude. Hate to tell you.
But I feel like this. Even in a street fight as well, you know, you always want to come out thinking like you won. You know, you always don't want to come in saying, oh, I lost. No one's not going to make a fight like they lost to.
That's awesome to feel that way. But even in defeat, you should always remain humble, and you should look at your opponent and say, or whoever you're talking to at that moment, and be like, I didn't try my best. I lost fair and square. Props to Conor. Like what Conor did. Even though Conor won this fight, he goes, I have to give it up to Nate. He fought a heck of a fight. He is a heck of a fighter. He wasn't dogging him, but yet Nate wants to say, oh, I felt like I won this fight, and blah, blah, blah. That's not right to do.
Now,
admit that you lost and move on.
Now, I want to ask you, and I want to ask the people this. It's already saying there's not going to be a part 3. I want to see it, honestly. I didn't see a part 1. I seen 2. It is started off with 1-1. And I'm not mistaken that Conor McGregor has the title belt.
In the featherweight, yeah.
Does he?
Featherweight, yeah.
See, I feel that he should put that on the line with both of them. I don't know if they're both in the same weight class, but I feel like, you know, if it's going to be a better fight, put the title on the line.
Conor and Nate are in 2 different weight classes. Conor's original weight is 145. He went up to 170 to fight Nate Diaz. That is a true champion to me. That is a true fighter in order to go up in weight. And Conor looked right at Nate after he won this fight and said, if you want a trilogy fight, you're coming down to 155 and fight me there. He goes, I came up for you, time for you to come down for me.
And I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it will either. And if it does, I'm sorry to tell you guys, Conor's going to whip his ass. Pardon my language.
Now, well, I'm not going to get into that. But, you know, with me, I know that you don't like the WWE because it's fake and whatnot. But, you know, I wish I had the video, but I don't think I can, you know, pop it up on here. But there was a situation with Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton going at it. My brother said that the punches and stuff were real because they really don't like each other in real life. It goes way back before the wrestling days. But the way, if I show you pictures of it after the interview, would you say that, it's still fake, despite what happened?
Probably. I would probably still say it was fake.
It was nasty. I mean, it was elbows thrown. Like, that was personal reasons. Not to get off topic, but
yeah.
Do you plan on making any mixtapes or albums real soon?
Yeah. I'm actually looking for producers that actually help me right now. Like, I can't, everybody goes through rough times where they can't really afford beats. So right now I'm just trying to find really good producers to try and help me out for now. And then if I start making money from songs, then I'll start paying people. But, I got to start bringing in money that way. I got to start making money from songs. So I'm asking all my fans, if you're watching this interview, please share the crap out of my videos on Facebook. Share them. Tag your friends. And share the crap out of them. Because I made a deal with Jonathan last night, or Franchise. I made a deal with him last night in our interview that got deleted. I said, if you guys share my videos, if they get high views, I promised him, and I'm promising you guys, if you keep sharing them, I am going to do another interview with this man, and I'm going to rap some material that hasn't even been recorded yet or anything, and you guys are going to hear it first. I'm either going to sing, I'm either going to do a cover, or I'm going to rap. I'll leave that up to you guys. But either way, you guys have to share my music in order for that to happen.
Also, share the video. Not share the video. If I can get at least 75 views on this video, I'll even rap myself. And I can't rap for shit.
All right, and
I've been promising. Look, right hand up. Everything. If I get at least 75 views to 100, I will actually rap. I will actually take the time to write it out or spit something on the top of my head. Because right now I can't make a track because my cousin is put away right now. So you got my word.
We got to do that. Also, Twitter. I also gave out my Twitter information yesterday in the interview that got deleted. But my Twitter is Karma_Muzik. Muzik. Karma_Muzik. Make sure you follow me.
I'll make sure of it. I'll put her not her Facebook, her fan page, her Twitter, SoundCloud. Excuse me, something else. It's something else I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it right now. Now, after the whole rap career takes off, do you see yourself living like the mainstreamers with a big house?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't thought that far into anything. Like, I haven't thought about what I would do or anything. Honestly, though, I would probably try to remain humble. I would try to remain as much as myself as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I would still, sure, I would want to live in a big house, because who doesn't want to live like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But with my anxiety issues, because people don't know that about me, but I do suffer from anxiety. And with my anxiety issues, I would want to feel like I'm still home, so I would probably stick around,
Now, we know that you're a Broncos fan. Unless I have a friend of mine that's a Broncos fan.
Broncos.
Despite Pompey not be here, I miss him to death. Because I miss him on my fantasy team. How do you think y'all gonna do with Mark Sanchez?
Honestly, I heard Sanchez has been doing pretty good right now. So, we'll see.
Let's make sure he don't run nobody's butt this time.
Right. We'll see how he does. Hopefully he does us pretty good.
See, we don't play out this year, and I'm glad that we don't. And, okay, as far as, let's say, people disliking your music, coming at you personally with your music, say that, how can I put it? Have anybody bashed you about your music and your rap style?
I haven't really had people bashing me, but I've had people come to me telling me that all my stuff sounds the same and that I need to switch it up. I'm an artist, you know, like, it is so hard to try to find a different variety of stuff. And with me being a motivational rapper, I write about true events that are going on in the world, and I'm trying to spread my vocabulary pretty much. I'm gonna pick and choose my words from here on out and see what I can come up with.
Yeah. Like I can see you making a good hype up song. Somebody that's nervous, they play your song and that they pumped up.
Yeah.
Like, with me, I used to listen to music beats, and I could literally write down a song. The next day, it will match stuff when I wrote it down how it was yesterday. So I'll just rip it up and just probably set on the fire outside. That's what I used to do. Now, as far as do you consider rap as poetry? Because a lot of people see poetry different. Because I know Tupac was a poet, and the way that he described his music, he made it to a point where a lot of people could feel his music. Do you think that's how music is?
I think that different artists have different aspects on things. To me, sure, I look at my music as poetry. Because the reason I say that is poetry runs deeper than just regular music lyrics. To me, they do anyway. Poetry allows you to open up and kind of get a sense of what that person is really like. So that's kind of what I do with my music. I turn poetry into a song. That's what I do most of the time. I turn poetry into music, and then hopefully, hoping that people can relate to my music and keep wanting to hear more from me.
Okay. And as far as I think we can talk about bullying. Do you feel like, I think I said in part one, do you feel like that, it's getting better or worse? No. Do you feel like it's not the bad of a getting bullied? I didn't mean to put it that way. Do you feel like it's ever been slowed down?
Honestly, I look at it like this. If kids have a good positive influence in their life, maybe they won't want to bully someone so much. And I'll tell you from my past experience, me being bullied in high school, I've always wondered in the back of my mind, what would make someone bully me?
Yeah.
There's a reason why people bully somebody. I'm not making excuses for them, because some people may not have a reason to bully. They just may be looking to pick on someone. But I do know that some people do have a reason. They're either having a really bad time at home, like in an abusive home, and they just need a gateway, and they take it out on everybody else. But bullying is a huge issue. I know that people say sticks and stones, but words can hurt just as bad, depending on what is said. Words can cut deep, too.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't don't realize that, but they do. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm 26 years old. I've been out of high school for years. But I carry all the bullying with me every day. I remember it just like it happened yesterday. I will never forget it. But at the end of the day, I look back and I'm like, that kind of made me stronger in a way. It helped shape me into who I am today too. I'm not gonna lie. When I was getting bullied, I had no one to turn to. I would go home. I would lock myself in a room. I would cry. I got suicidal. Felt like I just shouldn't be here. So I started taking it out on other kids too. I started being a bully as well. But I felt really, really bad for it and noticed it wasn't right. Even ended up apologizing for what I was doing. Bullying, I think that it's an issue that needs more I don't know how to put it, but people need to figure out a better way to deal with it. On both ends. The bully, the one that's doing all the bullying, needs some sort of counseling, needs some sort of help. And then the same for the person being bullied, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like one point maybe it'll get better. But I feel like no matter how hard we try, certain things are just never going to go away. No matter how hard we try, because people are always going to see others as different. Not one person in the world is the same. And I've always asked my friends and family this. I was like, how boring would the world be if we were all the same? It would be boring. We gotta have differences. We gotta have different paths. We gotta have different perspectives and different views. Because if we all thought the same and all acted the same, all felt the same way, what would be so interesting about our world? And that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't judge people by who they love, by the color of their skin, or nothing like that. We shouldn't do it. We should let people live their life.
Now, how would you feel if a fan came up to you or somebody came up to you and say, "Thank you that you made a change in my life," and I don't know they just randomly told you how they changed it. How would you feel about that?
I would feel amazing because that's all I am really asking for. I'm not making music for fame. I don't care if I ever make it big. I don't care if I ever get noticed. I don't care about the money. All I care about is the people that are listening, taking the time out of their day and listening to my music. And it's so amazing if they're listening and they can actually be on the other end and be like, "Oh my gosh, this hit home for me. Like I can actually relate to that." That's all I want from my music. If people can relate through my music, then I'm doing my job. I ain't in it about the fame. I ain't in it about the money. I'm not in it for nothing because music, sure, we all dream. Every artist can agree with me here. We all dream about making it big, being a big star, having our name go down in history, being an icon. But me, I just want people to listen, know who I am, have them feel like they aren't alone in whatever situation that they're going through, and just be able to vibe with it and feel what I'm saying, be able to relate to it, and me to just impact their life in some way or somehow.
I feel like in my vision, if you work, I feel like you work too hard for it. It doesn't necessarily come like that. Like I always say, if you're good at something, it's gonna pay off.
Yeah.
But if you're trying too hard, it's just gonna fall off. Like great things take time, but always don't give up because stuff doesn't happen overnight.
Exactly.
That's up with things. And the final question is, where's some inspiring stuff that you can give to people to stay on the right track, not to do drugs, and to stay in school?
Well, most people probably don't know this about me either, but I have an interesting story. I was 17 years old. That's when I started rapping. It was right after my mom passed away from cancer. I went down a wrong path. I started smoking marijuana, doing pills, doing whatever. I wasn't, turning to a needle or anything, but I was doing some pretty messed up stuff. And then one day, I take a look around me, and I'm like, where is this going to get me? It's either going to get me later on in life being even more, somewhere that I'm not supposed to be, or even worse, it'll just get me in a grave, And when I started thinking about stuff like this, I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to stop. I used to smoke cigarettes too. I used to be a heavy, heavy smoker. Quit that cold turkey too. But inspiring things to keep people on the right track. I also dropped out of high school. So, you know, that's affected my life in a huge way. I dropped out not only because a lot of people don't know this, my mom passed away. That was one reason. I was still dealing with the death. It was really hard for me to be back in school and to be focusing on my work. I was falling behind. The girl that I was in love with at the time had just broken up with me after my mom died, so that was really hard. I was dealing with that at the same time. And then I see my dad. My mom just passed away. I have a little brother who's also in school. So my dad is struggling. You know, he was already 52 years old when my mom passed away. And for him to stay up just to get my brother on the bus, he was really struggling. So I felt, you know, my mom just passed away. It's kind of like the man of the house. I feel like somebody had to step up and help my dad take care of my brother somewhat. So I had a lot on my plate, and I just decided, you know, me and my dad had a talk, and I said, Dad, you know, maybe I should just drop out so I can help you get my GED. And he was like, okay, if you're really struggling that hard, maybe you should. But I'm going to tell you guys something. I may have dropped out, but I had valid reasons. If you don't have to drop out, I'm going to tell you don't. Because it's hard if you just drop out and quit. You need to keep going and believe in yourself, graduate and make something of yourself. Don't ever feel like dropping out as your last option. I dropped out, and I did it for all the right reasons, but I feel like I could be at a higher level right now if I would have stayed in school. And, you know, for everybody out there who turns to drugs, I want you to know that just because you're feeling alone and feeling like people don't care about you, or you're feeling suicidal, don't turn to a drug that can kill you in a second. It takes one time for a strong drug to kill you. And what I mean by that is heroin, meth, even pills. You got to be careful. Even marijuana these days can be laced with something. So,
yeah, especially because weed is not weed no more.
Right.
I'm not a smoker, but weed isn't weed no more.
And, you know, if I'm going to be a positive influence, I would say stay away from every drug because they're just not good for you. If you're having a hard time, like I said, music helped me through a lot. I was cutting myself, not with like a knife or anything, but I was finding any way to self-harm myself. Music helped me through it all. Music, seriously, I feel like music saved my life. It really, really did.
And like I said before, music is like a cure.
Music,
like it packs no guilt.
To me, I've said this a long time. Music, I feel, is the only true way to someone's soul. Music speaks. Music is our gateway when our words seem to fail us. Music speaks loud volumes. There's all types of music, and if you listen to some of the songs that people come out with, you can tell that we're not alone in the struggles that we face, because a lot of people put these sad songs out, and you just sit back and you listen and you're like, wow, I've been there. So we know we're not alone. You've got to keep hope. You got to keep your head up and never let anything bring you down. Be yourself always. Love yourself always. You have to love yourself in order for others to love you, just so you know. Confidence is key. Don't be cocky, but be confident. If you like what you're wearing, then make sure other people know it. Make sure other people know that you simply don't care what they think. That way, when they look at you and say, you know, I don't like your shirt, be like, well, guess what? It's on me, not you. I'm the one wearing it, not you. So don't worry about what I wear. You got to have that type of attitude in the world, or I don't know what to tell you. Like, you gotta gain confidence. You gotta be confident in yourself. Who cares what other people think? Be true to who you are.
And the bonus question is, do you see your future kids when you have them to become rappers like you? And I'd say it's ranch.
Honestly, music ran in my family. It's huge in my family. My mom and dad, when I was growing up, my mom and dad were in a band. My mom was the drummer and tambourine player. My dad was a guitarist and singer. My mom sang too. And then growing up, I was surrounded by 3 sisters who sang all the time. I had one sister that was really close to me, and she's the one that actually got me singing, because growing up, we lived, like I said, I've lived a pretty hard life as well as many others have, but there was a point where we were in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I remember waking up every day, coming home from school, and my sister would be in the bathroom, locked herself in the bathroom, and was singing. And I will never forget the day that she took me in that bathroom and taught me some things about singing.
Yeah.
And then from there on, I started singing. And then, like I said, when I was 17, me and my friends were just playing around. They were freestyling outside and asked me, why don't you freestyle? And I was like, I don't know if I can. But they were like, oh, come on. So I was sitting there. And then, like I said, I did this lame freaking freestyle to Slob on My Knob, if you know what that song is. I'm not going to go there because kids, bad song. But I did a stupid freestyle to that, and my friends were like, whoa, that was sick. You need to start rapping. So the next day, they seriously had me in their house rapping. I made my first track ever. And like I said, like you asked me last night, what I would say to somebody if they feel like they suck and they just feel like giving up. Nobody's going to be perfect when they first start. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes you believing in yourself.
Yeah. I think it would be badass for you and your sister to do a track together, because I'm not gonna say her name because I don't think she's gonna be uncomfortable with her name on here. But I feel like she'll be a bit like, if she does the hook, it'll be a badass hook. And you rapping, it'll make the song perfect. But wait, would we ever see a family collaboration?
Oh yeah, me and my brother actually, we've done a lot of stuff together. We have a lot of songs together. But sisters, I'm gonna have to talk to them about that because I don't have anything with any of my sisters on it. So, by the way, I'm in a family of 5. There's 4 girls total, and then there's 1 boy. So.
And we're gonna close it out like this. If anybody ever want to get any advice though, because I know I got a couple of emails, you can always ask Karma as well. She's real good at giving advice. And I'll make sure if you want her to answer the emails, make sure to send them over to her. But you can find her at Twitter at Karma. I keep saying Karma Muzik. I'll give y'all the you take it over.
All right, don't forget, guys. I'm reaching out to my fans here. Don't forget, like I said, the deal is share all my videos nonstop. Okay, share them. Get the views really, 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 really high. Okay, and I made a deal. Once they reach, let's say I'm gonna set a goal. 1 million views is what I want on my videos. Okay, 1 million, just 1 million. Okay, it doesn't matter what video reaches it first. Whatever video reaches 1 million first, I promise you guys, I will either sing a cover or I will find a beat right to that beat, and I will rap it fresh in the next interview with Franchise before I record it, before I do anything. Or I may not even record it, I may just do it as an interview thing. So, but the thing is, 1 million views. It has, one of my videos, whether it's the PTSD, Angels, One Day, which one day is getting there, one of them has to reach 1 million views. So if you hear this, You gotta share one of my videos and get those views to 1 million views if you want to hear me sing or if you want to hear me rap something fresh for you guys. So, do it.
Alright, and everybody, I want everybody to like, comment, subscribe. I want everybody to stay safe out there, drive safe. And for kids, they know the drugs. And y'all have a good day. Good night.
Don't forget to follow me and share those videos.
Yeah, with some cheese.